today I have with me someone special as well. She's Sally, and she's actually excited to be with us as well. I'll be taking you through Fulani braids. This is just a simple one with the middle braid and then the side braids. And the good thing is we're going to show you how to reuse your braiding extensions, your expression hair, your kinky hair, everything braids, how to reuse them. We're actually going to confirm whether you can reuse braids or not and how they will turn out. So stay with me as I take you through how to make or give a client some nice beautiful Fulani braids with reused hair. So there's supposed to be a middle path. There's a middle braid, which is the main braid, and then everything else goes in an arch form. So we're trying to make the line for that braid. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm starting with the cornrows, and she's got very short front hair, but fortunately the middle part of her hair is a bit longer and I can braid cornrows with it. So I start by braiding her own hair into very tiny cornrows just to create that perfect build-up look. These cornrows are made in the build-up form. They are not like straight from start, the same size to finish. They increase as it goes. So after braiding with her own hair into these cornrows, I start feeding in the braids. The first one should be really tiny, that's for the extension, and then the second one comes in bigger than the first one, and then I keep feeding in after I braid twice each time. The third one also should be bigger than the second one, just to create that perfect build up. Now if you realize the side of her hair is really short, so with that one, if I'm making the cornrows, I start straight away with the extension. I make it into a 3 parts, just as you would make your extension, just as you would prep your extension to make box braids, but these ones would be very thin and tiny, but in 3 parts, just to be able to get a very nice grip of her hair, because the hair is really short. And then the rest of it continues just as I'm doing for the first one. This is for a classic build-up cornrow braid. So I keep feeding in, and I added about 6 to 8 extensions to finish up with the cornrow, and then I braided till the end. Actually, the first one I ended up making it into a box braid because I forgot she told me she wanted to make the end parts into twists, so I just continued with the box braid till the end. But it was cool, but that made us end up making some of them box braids and some of them twists, and it turned out really cool, so we just left it that way. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but if you like what you've seen so far, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel? It's free and it's fun. Join the squad and you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. So we're about to start with the side braids, and as you can see, it's so tiny and difficult to get hold of. And like I was saying, I made the extension into the 3-part type, and just to look how difficult it is to hold those tiny hairs. And I was trying as much as possible not to touch her baby hair. That's the very fragile one, so she can at least style her edges as and when she needs it. so I just added in the 3-part extension and started braiding. For this, I would have to braid for quite some time to get that tiny look at the edge, to give it that very beautiful look before I start adding in extension. And then it continues in that way, just as I did in the first one. I just keep feeding in, and each time I add, I make sure the extension is bigger than the previous one. And one thing you have to take note of is that when you are braiding, since it's a reuse extension, even with the new one, you would have to always try to detangle as you braid. If not, it will get so tangled up, you would virtually have a mess. Like, you would have to take down everything and start afresh. So please avoid that by detangling as you braid. Make sure you run your fingers through the extension as you braiding. Don't just braid at the tip and then leave it. It's just also going to start forming its own lumps at the end, and at the end of the day, you're going to spend so much time trying to detangle, or you'd have to take down everything and start afresh. So take note of that and keep detangling as you go. Yay, I'm done with one part of it, and now I'm moving to the left side. I can't wait to be done with it. Now if I'm done with that, that will be halfway through, and all that'll be left will be the box braids at the back. But guys, have you tried reusing your kanekalon hair before? Have you tried reusing your braids extensions? Maybe you just use it for some ponytail or something. You just use it once and it still looks new and fresh. You wouldn't want to throw it away. If you tried, how did it turn out? Look at that blue color, man. I'm so in love with this highlight. It's just popping for me. I really love the color combination. So what do you guys think? Have you tried? If you have tried using your old extension before, let me know. Just leave a comment in the comment section and let's get interactive.
Meanwhile, one eternity later.
So I'm done with the first half and I'm so tired. I'm really tired. And I'm going to braid all of this into normal box braids for her, and let's get that done as well. It was getting so late, so I didn't make time to give you a detailed video on how I made the box braid, but it's just a simple one. I part the extension into 3 and I grip it like I'm making a cornrow from the start, just as you see it, and then I divide the third one into 2 and then I create the twist out look, just like I'm doing with this blue one. First I divide the hair into 3 and then I grip it like a cornrow and then braid out into twists, and that is how I did it till the last strand of it. So let's see how it turns out. We're finally done with the braids, and this is the side view and her front view. Now let's take a look at the back before we dip it in hot water. Usually I don't dip her in hot water, but because this is a reuse, we're going to dip it in hot water to make sure we have a fine finish. So let's go dip it in hot water and come back.
Guys, I love my lick from Patty so much.
Red body's alright, red body's inside, red body's on you, and these are burros. Red body's alright, red body's inside, you're a chimpanzee from the Zimbabwe.